So today I'm giving you a general description of the pool. So right now we're in the cafe. This is the first place you're gonna come when you start your shift. So right over there is our clock-in station. That's where you'll put in your fingerprint and your scan-in number. So coming out of the cafe, the next thing you're gonna do, you'll come over here to these lockers, and this is where you're gonna keep all your belongings like towels, shoes, keys, whatever else you bring. Don't keep anything inside the cafe because that's for the restaurant and we don't want that place getting cluttered up. Next we have our sign-in station. This is where guests are going to come. You don't ever really have to worry about this station. We have certain people that work there and they have their own job. So next we're going to come downstairs. Next place you're going to go, it's going to be the lifeguard table. This is where all the lifeguards and managers sit when they're not sitting on stand during their shift. This is where you're going to get all your instructions for the day, like what jobs you're going to be doing, and also this is where you're going to be watching the pool when you're not on stand. So now just walking around the pool, we have our first lifeguard stand. I'm not sure if we're going to have lifeguards sitting in this one. We usually only have 2 guards on stand at a time and 2 at the table. We usually have 1 guard at each end of the pool, shallow end and deep end. We'll go to 4 stands if there's too many people on deck or in the water. So just continuing our walk around the pool, we've now come to the baby pool. This isn't as deep as the regular pool, obviously. It's for babies. You don't really have to worry about this one too much. Just maybe take a glance over there every now and then. Just make sure everything's going a-okay. So now we have come to the shallow end of the pool. These are one of our big umbrellas. Those are usually up. They're the big tan ones that you see. If you notice that they're ever blowing really hard in the wind, get your manager's attention and make sure that they notice it, because sometimes we have to put those umbrellas down if they're getting blown around too much because they could break. So now we've come to our outdoor bathrooms. So this summer, these are the only bathrooms that guests are going to be allowed to use. There'll be a bathroom attendant there of some sort. So maybe every now and then when you're doing a walk around checking trash, just peek in the bathrooms and make sure that the trash cans aren't getting too filled up. Alright, now we've come to a very important part of the pool, my favorite part, the slide. If you're watching the shallow end or the deep end and you notice kids piling up at the top of the slide, you need to make sure that you get their attention and make sure that they know that there's only 1 person allowed at the top of the slide at a time. Also make sure that there are no kids piling up inside of the slide, because they like to do that and that results in a lot of injuries. Next we have our lane roads. Lifeguards will typically be dealing with these a lot because the swim team, you got to put them in and take them out. They're not too bad, they're pretty easy. Managers will really help you out. It's not that big of a deal. You'll get used to it. They usually stay over here behind the slide. So moving here to this pole with this rope going across it, this is where you're going to tie on the streamers for the swim team. I think they usually do that. We don't ever really have to worry about it. Your manager will let you know when you're on shift. Once again, one of the big umbrellas. If it's a windy day, just keep an eye out for them. Now we've come to our second biggest danger priority at the pool, the diving board. kids get one bounce and one bounce only on the slide. If you see them on there, diving board. See kids bouncing non-stop on the diving board, you make sure that they stop. Also, when there's a line of kids behind the diving board, make sure that their feet are on the ground and not standing on the steps like this when some kid is bouncing. So yeah, just always make sure that you're watching things like the slide and the diving board. Those are big, essential danger priorities for us. Once again, another big umbrella. Now we have come to the hot tub. Not looking too hot right now, it's a little nasty, but if you're on shift and you see little kids getting into the hot tub, make sure that you tell them that it's 16 and older are only allowed to be inside the hot tub. Even if they have their feet in, they still have to get them out. Yeah, it's not too bad. We don't really have any kids that we have any problems with doing that. But yeah, also,